Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be continuing on with our perimeter practice, and specifically we're going to be talking about different rectangles that have the same perimeter. Now, I would like to point out before we begin that this does include squares, because remember, squares are in fact rectangles. The characterization that makes a rectangle is that it is a shape that has four right angles, which a square does, and opposite sides have to be equal, which a square does have. But squares have all sides that are equal. So squares are rectangles, so they are included in this practice. Let's begin by looking here at these two shapes. Now, before we begin, I want to point out that as I was looking at the practice buddy for today, I noticed that the first couple questions ask you to select two rectangles that have the same perimeter. But then when I was looking at the choices, only one of them were correct. That's because you have to select the one, submit that answer, put in the area for that rectangle, submit that answer, and then you will select the second rectangle. So it was a little confusing even for me when I began, so just keep that in mind as you're working. All right, let's begin here. So remember, to find perimeter, we add up the length of the sides. To find area, we multiply length times width. Let's begin first by finding the perimeter of this shape. I like to use doubles because in perimeter with rectangles you're always going to be working with doubles because opposite sides are the same. So that's usually how I add it, or you can add them together and then double that. But let's begin here by taking the double of 6. Okay, I know 6 plus 6 is 12. And I know 2 plus 2 is 4. So I'm going to add 12 plus 4. And I'm going to get my perimeter as 16. Now, if I did it the other way by adding 6 plus 2 is 8 and then doubling that as 16, same answer. That actually might even be a better way. So you just do whatever makes it easier and simpler for you to solve. Okay, now to find the area of that shape, I need to just multiply 6 times 2. So that would be 12. Okay, so now remember when you're labeling perimeter, you would just label it with centimeters, meters, inches, yards, feet, whatever the label may be. But when you are labeling area, it's square units. So that's inches squared or square inches or square feet. So there is a different way to label area and perimeter. Now let's take a look at this rectangle, which is in fact a square. Okay, we're going to find the perimeter of this square by adding the length of all four sides. So we have 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Again, perimeter is 16. Now to find the area of that shape, we're going to multiply 4 times 4, and we're going to get 16 square units. So a 4 by 4 square is the only one that has the same area and perimeter. That's because to find the perimeter, you can do 4 times 4 because it's 4 times 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So 4 times 4. And you could also do 4 times 4 to find the area because that is the equation used, the formula used to solve area. So this is the only one. We're going to see another square later, and I'll reiterate that a little bit more. Okay, let's move down here. Here we have a 5 by 4 rectangle. And I'm going to find the perimeter. I'm going to do either 5 and 4 is 9 and double that is 18, or I can do 10 and 8, 18. Either way, because of the associative property, you can add them in any way. Now let's find the area of this shape. We're going to do 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So the area of this shape is 20 square units. Over here to find the perimeter, I have 6 and 3, which is 9, just like my 5 and 4 was 9. Okay, 6 and 3 is 9, double that, 18. And to find the area of this shape, we're going to do 6 times 3, which is also 18. So this rectangle also has the same area and perimeter. Remember, square units and just units. Okay, let's look down here, and now we have a square with a length of 6 inches or whatever. I didn't label them today, but so we have 6. So to find the perimeter, we can add 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, which will give us the same as 6 times 4, which is 24. And to find the area of that shape, we're going to do 6 times 6, because remember, every side is 6. So to find 6 times 6, the area is 36. So when you're given a square, be very careful if they only give you the length of one side. You're not doing 6 times 4 to find area. You're doing that side length times itself, 6 times 6. To find the perimeter, you can do 6 times 4 because you're doing repeated addition. 6, 6, 6, and 6. Okay, you can only multiply to find perimeter times 4 when it's a square. Remember that. All right, you're going to see a couple problems today that ask you to describe another rectangle with the same perimeter, and then they'll give you 4 choices. All right, so first let's find the perimeter of this shape. Okay, I'm going to add 8 and 4, and that's going to give me 12. And then I'm going to double that because I have another 8 here and another 4 here. So I can get 16, 20, 24, or I can just do 12, double it, and get 24. All right, now I would look through my choices and I would have to try each one out. Trial and error. Whenever you're given problems like this, trial and error is a very good strategy. You just try each one until you find which one is correct. So to find a perimeter with another rectangle with the same perimeter, I needed to add up to 24. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, to get to 24, if I had to do it without choices, I might say, okay, let me see, I know that 7 and 7 is 14. And then if I add 10 to 14, I would get 24. So let me do my 7 here. Okay, 7 and 7 is 14, so I'll put 7 here as well. And now how can I get 10? Well, I know that opposite sides have to be equal. So what double makes up 10? 5 and 5. So a 7 by 5 rectangle would also give me a perimeter of 24. Okay, let's try another one just like that. Okay, I have 9 and 2. I have a 9 by 2 rectangle. To find that perimeter, I can do 9 plus 2 is 11, and double that is 22. Okay, if you know your doubles very well, that would be the best way to do it. If you don't know your doubles very well, add them up however best you can. But doubles are pretty much supposed to be memorized by now. So 9 and 2 is 11, double that is 22. So the perimeter is 22. I'm going to use the same strategy I used there. Now remember, you will have choices to choose, but let's say you didn't. All right, 22. I want to get to 12 so that I can add 10. So 12, that's 6 plus 6. Gives me that 12. And now I want to add 10 to that. And again, as before, we stated the double that makes up 10 is 5 and 5. So when working with rectangles here today, remember that you keep in mind that opposite sides are equal, and if it's a square, all 4 sides are equal. So anyway, our last one here, or our second to last one here, we're going to say that this is a 6 by 5 rectangle that gives us the same perimeter of 22. Again, 12 plus 10. Okay, finally, I just wanted to do one last review problem. To find the area of a problem, remember, you multiply the length times the width. So to find the area of this shape, you would do 6 times 2. That's 12. Remember, units. squared. To find the perimeter of this shape, I'm going to add all four sides. So it's, oops, this should be 6 and 2. Okay, now to add all four, we get 12 plus 4, that's 16, or 8 and double it, 16, and that's just units. So just remember, when labeling perimeter, it's just inches, feet, yards, centimeters, meters, miles, whatever length, and then to find the area, you label it square units. So that's feet squared, or square feet, or square yards. You can label it either way, either square feet or feet squared for any of them. All right, that about wraps it up for today. Remember, today our objective is to find rectangles with the same perimeter, but you will see some area questions popping in as well for today's work. All right, have a great day. See you next time.